Hi, welcome to the Mintrain Knits podcast, episode 8. My name is Caitlin and I am the host. You can find me on Instagram as mintrain yarns, on Ravelry as mintrain, and I will have all my contact information linked in the description box below. Well, it has been about 3 weeks since my last episode. Things have just been busy, and a couple weeks ago I pulled a muscle in my shoulder when I was doing I think I slept wrong and I rolled that muscle, which made it very difficult for me to lift anything. So things got kind of backlogged, and then I had to work like crazy to get all caught up. But that also means I have not really been knitting or crocheting a ton. I just have not had the energy to do so. But I have gotten some things done. I got some things finished that were pretty close to being done. A few quick items made. And then I got some progress on a few sweaters actually that I had been working on for quite a while but hadn't touched. So I will show you all of those. So not in any particular order as to where I finished them, because I honestly can't really remember what the correct order of finishing was. But I did finish this granny square baby blanket. This is all out of Knit Picks Brava worsted in the rainbow mini skein set they had. I have not woven in any of the ends yet, but this, I do need to weave all the ends in and get it mailed off to my friend her baby is due about 3 weeks. So I want to get this to her before the baby comes. I was going to give it to her at her baby shower, but I was unable to attend due to car issues. She lives about 45 minutes to an hour away, and my fiance and I were going to go, and his car started having a whole bunch of electrical issues. That was 2 weeks ago, and his car is still in the shop, so he's not happy about that, but can't really change it. Good thing that it's still under warranty. The next things I have to show is a whole bunch of little things. I made some washable cotton sponges with some of the scrubby from Lion Brand. So this one has the cotton scrubby, and these have the sparkle scrubby, and then I have a couple round ones too. My fiance is a huge advocate for sponges. That is what he grew up using, and I do not use sponges, so I figured this would be a good compromise, because I just not a fan of sponges, never have been. My family always uses dishcloths, so hopefully I can get him using these, because these I can wash a lot more than the sponges that he currently likes. And I have four more of my favorite dishcloths. Crocheted linen stitch dishcloth. So these two are out of Sugar and Cream. I think this is just yellow. This is yellow and Cottage Twist. And I have two out of, these still need their ends woven in, Knit Picks Cotlin in the Harbor colorway. I really love this teal. It is definitely one of my current favorites. You can see the difference in the size. This is worsted weight, and this is a DK, and this one has more, I did more stitches for this one, but I like them all. Then the last thing that I have finished is a baby vertebrae. I only had to do, I had the sleeves and about 4 rows of the band to do. I started this sweater for my cousin when she was pregnant with her son, and she has now since had another baby, and her son is 4 years old. So this will not fit him anymore, but I wanted to get it off the needles and put away for when this can be given as a gift. I do not know the yarn at all. I lost the tag and I did not put it in Ravelry. So, and it's the newborn vertebrae pattern. And I love the newborn vertebrae, the baby vertebrae, and the mama vertebrae. I love all versions of it. I have knit myself 2 of the mama vertebrae out of worsted weight, and I absolutely love them. I just love open front cardigans. As you can see, I almost always am wearing one because it is easy to take them on and off, and in Michigan, layering is key. That is all the knitting and crochet finished objects I have. I have actually sewn quite a bit. These last few weeks I have been doing a Meet the Makers market, which is an indoor farmers market at a local coffee shop, Live Oak Coffee House. And I have been trying to do some... Okay, so got a little interruption with a phone call there. Well, I've been doing, I wanted to make some reusable items because I've been researching and trying to implement some more sustainable living, zero waste changes into my life. So and one thing that I personally love using are reusable produce bags. So I sewed up a whole bunch of produce bags with fabric that I had laying around that I just had not gotten around using. I had gotten most of this when I worked in a quilt shop, and I wanted to get it made up into something. So I made a whole bunch of these produce bags, and I absolutely love them, and they have been selling very well. And I did a French seam on these so that there is nothing for your stuff to get stuck on. I use these at the grocery store. We currently have we have 2 places where we can buy in bulk, but currently the one that is actually a bulk food store repackages all the items, and then you buy them in either a plastic container or a plastic bag, which they have already pre-measured, so you can't get the exact amount you may want and without the plastic packaging. But we do also have an organic market where you can bring your own containers. They will weigh them and put the tare weight on your container, and you can fill them with whatever they have in their bulk bins. And I went there for the first time in quite a while and picked up some lentils that way. We got some freshly roasted coffee and got it ground while we were there. But yeah, I made probably 30 to 40 of these produce bags. And once the Saturday markets are over, well, once I'm done doing them, because I have 2 more weekends of that, I will be actually listing them in a second Etsy shop, not my main one for my yarn. So it'll be Sustainably Living Kate. I will once that is stocked, I will link it below. But that's where I will be putting some zero waste / low waste items that I make, including my shampoo bars, conditioner bars, the produce bags, some reusable coffee sleeves that I make out of leftover sock yarn from when I crank socks for people. Usually with commercial yarn that people that I have made for people out of yarn from my own stash. So I have quite a few of those. So I'm very excited actually to get that shop up and running, because I have definitely been trying to reduce the amount of plastic that I consume and put into the landfill, which has been a challenge when we don't have a lot of the options for plastic free, especially if you are vegetarian. Trying to find the meat alternatives in a low waste package option is very difficult. Sometimes I can luck out and get them with in just cardboard, but many of them come in cardboard with a plastic sleeve wrapping each item inside, which can be very frustrating. Well, so my works in progress, I have one new cast on, and then the rest are all projects that I have been working on for quite a while. I think 2 of them I have not shown on the podcast before, and the other 2 I have shown but hadn't worked on in quite a while. But so the one new cast on I have is this baby flax light. It is the smallest size, so I think it's the 0 to 6 month size, and I am doing it out of some of my hand-dyed yarn in the Yarn and Tea collection mini skein set that I have. So it's Earl Grey, Buttermint, Chamomile, Peppermint, and Irish Breakfast. I do actually have some of these sets still in the shop, but I wanted to do a little sweater as a shop sample, because I just get bored with socks sometimes, and people want to see what you can do with mini skeins, and you should be able to get the entire sweater done. I think you can actually get the second size done with the mini skein set, but I had actually used some of the yarn already into my my mitered square blanket that I'm doing out of just my hand-dyed yarns, so that I can have a memento of just all of, well, not all of, but a lot of my yarns that I have dyed, which has been a lot of different colorways. So then the next thing, which is my Spellman pullover. I am so close to being done with the body. I was right here the last time you saw it, so I have not gotten much work on it. I only had about a ½ inch before I had to start the ribbing, and I'm about 1.25 inches into the ribbing, and I need to knit it to 2 inches. So once that's done, I'll be able to do the sleeves, which will probably take quite a while because they have the cabling and the bobbles down them. But I am very excited to have this sweater done, or nearly done. I know I still have a lot of work to do on it, but I have the body mostly done, which this has completely been knit while I was at the markets, because I can knit and talk to people, because there's usually a couple of hours before people actually really start shopping that we're there, so it can get kind of boring first thing in the morning, since it goes from 7:30 to 11:30, but most people stay till about noon, and it gives me a lot of time to work on projects. So the next thing is my Autumn League pullover. I did not get that much done on it. I was probably about here. I had about 4 rows below the underarm, and then I added probably about 2 inches, so this way. And it is very blue. It's all wrinkled from being in my project bag. But I know that once this is done, I will get a lot of wear out of it since it's a cotton acrylic blend. It is Cascade Yarns Anchor Bay, which is a 50% cotton, 50% merino wool in color number 32. So this will be a very nice sweater for all weather. Oh, and I didn't say I am knitting my Spellman pullover out of some of my hand-dyed yarn in the Sweater Sport in the Cabernet colorway. So then the next sweater is I just realized all of my projects are sweaters right now, is my Pavement pullover. So I was up here when I picked it up. So then I have finished the body and started on the first sleeve, just barely. I've gotten 1 inch done the first sleeve. So this is out of V Yarns in it's a Stranger Things inspired colorway called Mike. And I do not remember what the base name is since I traded her for this yarn, and she did not give me tags, which is perfectly fine with me. It is a merino tencel nylon blend, and it is just so nice to work with, and it will be a really nice feel for a spring, fall, cooler summer day type top, since it will be 3/4 length sleeves. And then the last thing that I have been working on, which I picked up this past Saturday and got a little bit of work done on, is my On the Beach pullover by Isabel Kramer. And I was about right here. So I finished this aqua stripe and went into the orange stripe, or more of a tangerine orange. And I am knitting this out of Juniper Moon Farms Zoe in the colorway Orangeville and Sargasso. So I know that this yarn wash is absolutely beautiful, so it'll be a wonderful summer top, or actually anytime. But I haven't decided yet how long I want to knit the sleeves. I knit one a long time ago, but I did not make the best yarn choices for it. I knitted out of a worsted weight cotton acrylic blend, and it was just too dense and just did not fit right. It just wasn't super comfortable. But since this is a DK cotton linen blend, I know that it will get a lot of wear, and I am very excited to have this done, because when I actually work on it, it goes quickly, which is honestly the same for any project. That is all that I have been working on and finished. I have, as I said earlier, I have been very into researching sustainability living and low waste / zero waste options that I can implement. So I have been listening to the Practically Zero Waste podcast, where it's hosted by Elspeth. I'm completely blanking on her last name, but I will link it below. But she interviews a lot of people about different aspects of the zero waste sustainability movement or lifestyle, and how people are making these changes and what you can do to implement these in a practical way that doesn't break the bank. Because sometimes these changes can be very cost prohibitive and time consuming. And I have also been listening to the book Zero Waste Home by Bea Johnson. And that one, there's a lot of things in that book that I know I will not be able to implement and personally do not want to implement because they just do not fit with how I live. But it's all very good information. My hair is curling like crazy today. But I have been, I didn't realize how many of the, like the DIY, beauty and, skincare and health type items that I have been making were so widely used in the sustainability sphere. But I have been, a couple of things that have been doing for quite a while is I do make my own hairspray a lot of times. It is a very simple thing to do. I boil oranges in some water, let the water reduce by half, then you add some high proof alcohol. I use vodka, and then some essential oils, and then you have a nice hairspray that it's not a stronghold, but it helps to keep my hair under control. Another thing is I make my own detangling spray with water and coconut milk, and that has actually been the best detangling spray I've ever used because my hair is unruly when I first get out of the shower and makes it very difficult to brush, and if I do not brush it when it is wet, it is nearly impossible to brush later. And I have also been, for the past several years, on and off using a homemade tooth powder. And as an avid tea drinker, my teeth are prone to getting very stained from the black tea. But I found a new recipe recently that it does taste a little strange and takes some getting used to, but I have not had nearly the issues with the tea staining that I have had in the past with using a commercial toothpaste, which was one of the main reasons actually why I was looking into tooth powders before, because of the whitening aspects that they have. So the new one that I've been using, it does taste a little strange because it has cinnamon, clove, and mint in it, but it has been really I don't want to say life changer in my toothbrushing routine, but it has made it so much easier. And I know that this one batch of tooth powder will probably last me for about a year, because a little bit goes a long way, because you're not dealing with any of the extra water that the toothpaste has, and it's just the bare essentials for brushing your teeth. And when I got my last cleaning at the dentist, they could tell that I was a big tea drinker, but did not have anything, there were no indications that what I was brushing my teeth with was harming my teeth in any way. And actually, I think my teeth look better than they have in a long time. But I have started another Instagram, Sustainably Living Kate, where I share my sustainable journey, or sustainable life journey, so that it's not flooding my my main yarn page. And I will cross post a few things, but not everything. So I haven't actually been reading any fiction lately, and so it's just been listening to the Zero Waste podcasts and the Zero Waste Home by Via Johnson lately. So that has been where my mind has been going lately, especially with the warmer weather, wanting to make some changes, better the environment, and just try to make my impact on the earth as minimal as possible. I know it's going to be a long road, but I want to leave this world a better place for the children and just future generations, so that people can live in the best environment possible. Well, thanks for listening to my little rant about sustainability, but it has definitely become a passion of late, and I can't see that going anywhere. But if you like this video, please subscribe, and if you want to be notified when I post new videos, which lately it's been every few weeks, so it's not been a lot, but you can hit the notification button if you want to be notified. So thanks. Have a great day. Bye.